What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. Got to talk about Nikola Jokic a little bit because this man is on a tear as of the last 10 to 15 games, especially the last 8 games. Pretty much all of December, he has been on a roll. I want to kind of break down his season as a whole and kind of how he's been uptrending, and he's looking like that best center in the league that he has been the last couple of years. And he looks like he might be able to put together another case for yet another MVP. We're going to get into that. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But Jokic, let's talk about the start of the season. We'll start there, okay? Started out a little slow, looked a little rusty. The team as a whole kind of started out a little slow. Obviously, I think I kind of expected that just because you're getting Jamal Murray back. They were going to be having Michael Porter Jr. back. So there's some different key pieces being added into the fold. So the roster's not quite the same. It's a little bit of an adjustment period for that. And I think that as the season has gone on, offensively, the team has done very, very well. And Jokic is going better and better and better every single game. Like, he literally just had one of the greatest games ever against the Charlotte Hornets. 40 points, 27 rebounds, and 10 assists. Game score wise, that's got to be top 5 all time. That is remarkable. The dude almost 40-30'd with a triple double. And those are Wilt numbers. Kind of go back to it a little bit. At the beginning of the season, they started a little slow, but now he's kind of picking it up. Last 8 games, he's averaging 31 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists. So that is MVP level numbers. That is basically, it's more than what he was doing last year. And, he won MVP last year, and he was deservedly so. He had my vote. He's just an awesome player. And to see him putting together these ridiculous stat lines where really he's leading his team to victory. And, speaking of leading his team to victory and stuff like that, they win right now. They're up by 17 as of the close to the end of the second quarter against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are the 1 seed right now, and they're up by 17 on them, and they're kind of rolling right now. And he's the best player on this team, so they might be the 1 seed after this game. So he might have, a great statistical setup right now while being the 1 seed. Speaking of his statistical setup for the season, he's averaging 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists. That is still godly numbers. He's third in assists in the NBA, and he is a center. Third in assists. Everybody else that is around him is a point guard. I think first is Tyrese Halliburton, who's having an awesome year, and then Trae Young, I think, is second. So 2 guys that you won't be surprised that are leading the league or top tier in the league. But Jokic is third, and he's a big man. That's unspoken. It's awesome. He is just a magician with the ball. He's the best passing big man of all time. You might be able to argue Arvidas Sabonis, but I typically am going to lean towards Jokic because that is more my time era. I didn't really get to watch a lot of Arvidas, so not to take anything away from his great career, but this is just something we haven't seen before from somebody his size, the vision, and just it's funny to me, the pace that he plays with. It's just so casual out there, and it literally looks like he does whatever he wants, and that's the true mark of somebody that's unstoppable. We can kind of mention the fact that he isn't like a, analytic god. The dude, every analytical marker is probably first. I know he's first in true shooting percentage at 69%. He's the NBA PER leader, the player efficiency rating at 32.5. He's top 5 in defensive rebound percentage. So anytime the other team misses, he is on it, getting that board for his team. And then the best part about him getting rebounds is that he leads the break. So the break starts immediately. And you have somebody that he can full court pass it. He can skip between the seams, kind of knows every little angle in order to make a quick pass, get an easy bucket. Just a true maestro with the ball. And if you want to talk about winning, because he's doing a lot of that, he's the NBA win shares leader. For everybody in the NBA, statistically, he's the best guy at leading his team to wins. So really, when it comes down to it, that's what people really care about, right? If he's putting out these awesome numbers and losing, it's notable, but it doesn't get the shine. It's kind of like what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's been doing this year, where his team isn't winning because honestly they're just not that good around him, but he's having an awesome year. So he's not going to get that love to be looking at as a top 5, top 10 NBA player, even though statistically he might be. So in order to be an MVP kind of guy and be a back-to-back one that he was, you got to have the numbers and you got to have the records. So I think he's just kind of always in the top for these kinds of conversations. And, he started off slow. We can put it simple. He started off slow, like I said, for the reasons that I said. I think, just getting the new team to mesh and everything took a minute. But they're 27th in defense, I think, in the NBA. They're one of the worst defensive teams, and people are going to try and pin that on him. Well, I mean, we all know he's not a all NBA defender, but he's solid. He's not a bad defender by any means. He's a good defender. The team is 27th in defense, and they're about to be the 1 seed in the West. So if that wants to let you know what offensive impact he has, look at that. They've played pretty much most of the season without Michael Porter Jr. Jamal Murray's been kind of missing a game here and there. He's been a little inconsistent as well, and I think as the season goes on, you're going to see Jamal start to get really consistent and comfortable because he's coming off that ACL injury, so it's a little bit different. So Jokic is really just manning it down, and he has a legitimate opportunity when you think about it. If they stay in the top 2 or 3 in the West, and he stays putting up I think he's averaging, and like I said in December, I think it was like 31, 13, and 9. If he does that for the rest of the season, it is going to be damn hard to argue anybody over him. But the only reason I think that the argument might be more prevalent is because he did win the last 2, doesn't have any titles, so it's kind of like we want to see the playoff success, but that is a team thing, and he hasn't had the team around him the last couple years. So I think there might be some voter fatigue as to why, they want to get somebody else in there. That's why LeBron doesn't have 7 MVPs. They want to get other people that are having great years involved because voters just don't want to vote for the same guy every single time. It's just what it is. It's boring. It doesn't have the juice behind it, but he legitimately could go 3 for 3, back to back to back MVPs. And that would probably be the first person to do that since either LeBron or Mike, I think, right? I could be wrong. Someone could fact check that in the comments, but do you guys think he can win MVP again? Do you think that he's, really picking it up and showing that he is the best center in the league? Do you think Embiid is the best center in the league? That is the only other guy you can argue, in my opinion. Embiid's having a great year, so this video is not to take away from him. I personally take Jokic as the best center, but if you say Embiid, that is fine. I'm not even mad at it. They're both awesome. I just like Jokic's game just a little bit more. It's a little bit more appeasing to my eyes. Honestly, it's more entertaining to me. But that's not to take away from Joel because I can do a whole nother video of how awesome he's been lately. And maybe I'll do that, but I wanted to give this Jokic one some love because it's so quiet on the Jokic front right now, and he just had one of the greatest games ever. 47 points, 40 points, 27 rebounds, and 10 assists. I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing. That is awesome. And I hardly heard a peep about it on social media or any major news network or anything like that. And I don't know why, because he's leading his team to possibly the best record in the West right now. He's the best player on that team. He's the best offensive player on the best offensive team. Whatever metric you want to go with, he's just awesome. So I just wanted to give him some credit because, we got a long season ahead of us, but I legitimately think he could win another MVP, and I won't be surprised. Just got to keep up the statistics, of course, and then his team's got to keep up winning. We'll see if he can do it. Let me know in the comments if you think he's going to be able to pull it off or what you expect from him for the rest of the season. Are you surprised at his slow start and how he's ramped up now? So let me know how you're feeling about Jokic this year because I think we're about to see a really, really nice, strong finish to the year. He's one of the healthiest big men to really play in the last decade. Almost never misses games. So I think he stays healthy. He's got a track record of doing so. So I'm excited for this. He's got a legit shot to lead his team to the 1 seed, or I think that they'll be top 4. The teams that I really think have the best chance in the West is the Pelicans. I love the Pelicans roster makeup. They need to get Brandon Ingram back. The Grizzlies, I think they have a very good shot, even though they are getting thrashed by the Nuggets right now. And then the Nuggets. But the Nuggets, I want to see that defense get better. I want to, they got to be in the top 20 in defense. I don't know the last time anybody in the bottom the bottom 10 in the league in defense won a title. So I think that's really what they're aiming for, is to win the championship this year. If they don't do that, I think it's a failed year, in my opinion. But Jokic is still young. They got a lot of time on his career. They got a big window. But I think this is one of those years where it's wide open and they need to really take advantage. I probably think that they might, try and swoop in on the trade market in February, see if they can get, because I don't know if Michael Porter Jr. is coming back, what's going on with that. I haven't done my research on that. But, they might be one of those teams that is buying at the trade deadline to try and make that championship push. And, we'll see. We got a couple months till then. But until then, I just want to watch Jokic ball out and be an all-NBA god that he is. So, yeah, anywho, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video, but give Jokic some love. There's no need for hating on him. Even if you're an Embiid guy, that's awesome. But he's still awesome too. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'm done here. Peace.